So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not
produced this
color.
work?
It's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're
Steven
in a space
Spielberg
right
did Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences. You know, I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural.
Denzel Washington showed a brash reporter the golden mean in racial culture. Let's take a look at it.
Difference, not just a color difference.
Right.
So it's the culture.
You know about a hot comb scenario?
No, she don't know about no hot comb.
Because that's
You don't
that's
know.
old school.
You don't know nothing about.
Dax.
See how everybody laughed? That's a cultural difference. That's not a race difference. That's just that motion. That's all I gotta say, right?
I know what a hot comb is.
Okay.
All right. The space that we're in, culture versus race, and how important it is. You know, where we are right now as a culture, as an American family. You're producing a film that's culturally germane to a particular time and a particular people. You know, even the Martin Luther King, JFK, Jesus trilogy, you know, triumvirate that was on the wall. We didn't have that on our wall, but our next door neighbor did. And that's what you're talking about.
I put that in there.
You did that?
Yeah,
because that was on your, was that on your wall?
Okay,
You put
and that
Jesus
wasn't
every-
our house. You know, and there was that velvet, the paint. You know, they put that below, whatever they call that velvet. Yeah.
You know, Denzel Washington is a fine example of the kind of person who is able to settle a problem with a few words and his fine pitch. He gave a great answer to the reporter.
Did you have it on your wall, Viola? Jesus?
I didn't have nothing on my wall when I was growing up, but that's something else.
Stephen, was Jesus on your wall with JFK?
Some of the family members, but you know, but not JFK. I didn't have that up there. No.
Okay.
But I went into houses where that was there. I really went into a lot of houses. I grew up in Kansas City, and absolutely saw that. Absolutely saw
Jesus
that.
and
It was
Martin
in my
Luther King.
house.
It was in your house, Michael T. You don't seem old enough to have Jesus. I don't know.
Well, listen, I'm 59 years old.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, this is my 50th year in entertainment this year.
Good.
So, yeah, now you quiet.
Yeah. I had to shut the hell up. I'm gonna sit back right now. Yeah.
So, yeah. But
You
the
went
truth
there.
is, we had white Jesus in my house.
You had white Jesus?
White Jesus. I remember my brother brought home a black Jesus. My mother made him carry that back outside because she thought it was being disrespectful. You understand? But that's fear of being who you are. I think August Wilson gives us power to be who we are. And I think that's the beauty of August Wilson.
Honestly, I was very surprised to hear that. They talk about the importance of respecting boundaries and racial equality. God is one, they say, and not to tread on the sacred is very important.
How do you feel about roles available today for African American males in the movie industry versus 20 years back when you started?
It's much better now. It's much better now. I was, there were no roles like this. You know, I did I don't want to talk about other films or other filmmakers, but I've been in the game, whatever it is, 35, 40 years. It obviously wasn't like that when I started, if you got a role at all, which is why I thought I'd just be doing theater the rest of my life. I really didn't aspire to be a quote-unquote movie star because I didn't see anybody that looked like me anyway. So I didn't tell jokes, and I wasn't going to be that third, what's the name, from the back. So I got too much ego for that. So I just said, well, I'll do theater. But it is much better.
Denzel Washington emphasized that the list of his roles has increased, and it cannot but please. The community has progressed for the better in our times, and it is a good sign that the community is on the right path. Everyone is equal and honored to be able to do what they love to do in prosperity.
What came first? That's a great question, Jacqueline. People like Spike pushing the envelope, getting their films funded, going out,
long before that.
Gordon.
Let's talk to the historian, man.
Who are we talking about?
Come on. I'm talking about Steve, because Steve knows.
What are we talking?
I'm talking about I'm talking about from Stephen
Parks?
Fetchit to Eddie Rochester. Everybody did what they had to do, and they laid the groundwork. Who can name them? Gloria Foster, Hattie McDaniel, James Edwards. Who was
James
it?
Edwards,
was before Sidney.
Home of the
Paul
Brave.
Robeson.
You know,
They laid the groundwork for us.
But saying creating roles the way
If it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. So you got to write it.
like that. Okay.
You can't sit back afterwards and go, well, it's his fault because I ain't got it. Well, did you know anybody that's writing what you say? August Wilson is writing how we feel. That's why I'm producing all 10 of them. Because of all those people who laid the groundwork for me to be in the position I'm in, I'm going to make sure that there's hundreds of roles for the next generation and utilize the power that I have at this moment in order to do that.
Okay.
And nobody's going to get in my way.
Give him some.
Get me started.
He expressed the right idea. If it's not on the sheet, it's not on the stage. The importance of boundaries and the golden mean in this movement is very important. He responds quite clearly to the stupid presenter's sharp questions, and that's good to see.
Could a white director not have?
It's not
produced this
color,
work?
it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in
Steven
a space
Spielberg
right
did Schindler's List. Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences. You know, I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference.
Right.
So it's the culture.
You know about a hot comb? So now
No, she don't know about no hot
comb.
You don't know. You don't know nothing about. See how everybody laugh? That's a cultural difference. That's not a race difference. That's just that motion. That's all I gotta say, right?
An incredibly bright and positive actor, his important trait is his correct and rational thinking. Denzel Washington clearly emphasizes the difference between equality and indoctrination. We all realize that in this aspect, we experience difficulties and perhaps resentment, but the point of it all is to find a middle ground where both sides are happy. What do you think about that? Write your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.